Hey, welcome back to the next video. In the last video, we ran the system rather simple, was the name of the configuration, and we played around with various inflows. We modified the throughput and the injection probabilities, and that's what we ended up with. In this video, I would like to explain to you some more um, details of what you're seeing here. And let's start with Rusty and Sally, our two workers. Rusty is 96% busy, and Sally has been busy 97% respectively, and therefore they are put in red. If their utilization is lower, you will see it's getting yellow or green even. But that's where you can see how stressed the workers are. Also, you have flow statistics. These are these fields here. You see cycle time 18 times of unit it took on average for one work item to go from injection into this process step until it was finished and could move on to the next one. So that's pretty bad considering that the norm effort is just one and that the minimal time would be one. But as the inventory is building up here and Sally cannot cope with the load, the average cycle time has worsened to 18 now. And then also you can see that the same kind of information on the process step number 2. You have also here TPI, which is called throughput by items. So 0.8 items per time unit is flowing over from this process step into the next one here on average. Um, Also, you have in the output basket similar flow statistics. You see here the cycle time of the value chain alpha is 27.9. That is the average time it took from work order injection into the value chain until it has then produced an end product that ended up here in the output basket. You find also the average throughput measured in items. It's 0.5, which corresponds to the output of the last process step here. Is also 0.5, which is logical, I guess, if you think about it. And then you have also another one. It's the throughput measured by value. So we have 0.5 per time unit, and one work item has the value of 5. So multiplied gives you 2.5. Probably this is a rounding error, so it's 2.6 here. So you see what the value per time unit is generated. What else have you got? You have also these flow statistics here for the workflow, for the value chain, sorry, for the value chain. And if you have multiple value chains, then you have these flow statistics for each of them. What else have we got? Talking about statistics, you see overall statistics of the system. These are the statistics that are actually derived from the output basket. You see that the timestamp was calculated at time 100. The number of end products produced are 51. You see we have inserted 100 new work orders here, or even more, 170, I guess, but only 51 have reached the output basket. The rest is just here in the process steps waiting to be processed. We have an average cycle time of almost 28. And the average contribution margin is 2. Why is that? Because we generating a value of 5. That's what our customer will finally pay us. And we have to put in effort 1 and 2, so 3, and that's the cost. So 5 minus 3 is 2 there. So that's the contribution margin here. Then you have here the average working capital is 22, which is pretty high. That is how much money we have to invest to make sure that we can hold all this material here in these process steps. What working capital really is might be easy to understand for economists and business managers, but if you would like to learn more about it, you will find that in the documentation that I showed you earlier. Also, there's a return on capital engaged. That's also one of the terms that you find defined in the documentation. It basically says how efficient your company is actually working, or how efficient this setup of a value chain works, basically. What else have we got? We have overflow indicators here. So there are 60 work items down here in the process step number one, which cannot be displayed. They have obviously elapsed times. They are way beyond what we can show here on this x-axis. So here's 13 and here are 2. And in the case that you have more work items stacked up, you will see also uh, overflow indicators. If they bump into the ceiling here, you will have also overflow indicators here on the vertical axis. And I guess the arrows here, which indicate the flow from one process step into another, I have already explained. So in the last time unit 100, one item flowed over from 1 to 2. So that was it for now, and I think we are then ready and set to go into more detailed and more complex configurations in the next video.